Plaintiff Maurice Tillman says he doesn't know the defendant, yet he was a victim of her negligence. Maurice claims the defendant's vehicle rear-ended his car and then fled the scene. And then later that night, the defendant was arrested for driving drunk. Maurice is suing for the damage to his car. Defendants Amber Quinken and her mother Stacy Miller say on the night in question, Amber was at a party and she set her keys down. And the next thing she knew, someone had taken her car, and that's who hit Maurice. Therefore, Amber doesn't feel responsible for the damages.
Tell me what happened.
In my lifetime, I've heard plenty of stories about drunken drivers and the problems they cause in the community, but I never thought that I'd be a victim of one. In my opinion, Amber is an irresponsible person, and she needs to be taken account for her actions because of our situation and what has happened. No, okay, we have no prior communication.
All right.
We live in a small town. We live in Omaha. Pretty much everybody knows everybody. I found out that Amber does not have custody of her own children, which also adds to the fact of her being irresponsible. And I'm just here to hold Amber accountable for her actions today.
What happened? What actions?
On April 18th, I was headed
what
east.
Year?
2010.
All right.
I was headed eastbound on 47th and Grand towards 46th and Grand. Amber's vehicle backed out of a driveway on 46th and Grand and started heading my way. As the cars passed each other, our front ends passed each other, the car veered my direction and ran into my rear end, denting my rear end, pulling my rear bumper off, and also damaging her vehicle. The car kept going at that time, and so I'm out there by myself, so I just stood behind the trunk of my car not knowing what the situation was. When the police got there, the car came back on the scene, and this time Amber was driving the vehicle by herself. The initial time it was a black male driver and Amber was in the passenger seat. This next time it was just Amber driving, and I aware the police that was the vehicle, and the police went after Amber and she was cited that night for a DUI. I contacted Amber's mother because the police only gave us Amber's number that night, and I contacted her for weeks and could not reach her, obviously, because she was in jail because of the DUI. I looked up on the internet and found her mother's phone number and contacted Miss Miller, and she told me that to give her some estimates, and we were going to get it taken care of. Within a week, I got 3 estimates and mailed them to her regular mail and certified mail. And I had not heard a word back from them or received a penny until now. I'm 20.
All right, you're a smart guy.
Yeah.
You approached that perfectly. Probably better than I would. I wouldn't have thought the certified mail and look up on the internet and see a mother and contact the mother. And not saying that they're liable, I was just saying your approach to finding out what happened. Young lady?
I do not believe that I should be held responsible for the damages. I feel like Maurice's story is not quite put together. It's kind of shady. He has 2 different stories. One, he told the police that I was not driving the vehicle and that he
told me that too.
Well, that he didn't even know that if I was even in the vehicle.
Well, you tell me what did happen.
On April 2010, I attended a party of a friend's with my sister Megan. I walked in, I'd set my keys down, mainly because I didn't want to lose them, but also because I never carry a purse.
You set your keys down where?
On a table at the party.
You set your keys down on a table because you didn't want to lose them.
Well, it wasn't.
Does that sound like it makes sense to you? But go ahead.
In my belief, I'm sure that somebody took my car and used it without my permission. I feel like I'm a victim in this also, and...
Did you end up driving though?
Yeah, we later...
So if someone took the car without your permission, how did you get the car back?
They brought it back, obviously.
All right, so they brought it back, and you spoke with them, and what did you say to them?
I'm not sure who took my car.
Oh, how'd you get your keys back?
They were just sitting back on the table.
Oh, okay. They put them right back on the table. All right. And then, did you happen to ask everyone there?
No, I didn't.
You didn't even ask who took your car?
I didn't realize that my car had been taken until later on in the evening.
How did you realize it?
We left the party and we drove actually past the scene of the accident. not realizing that it was the scene of the accident with my car in it, we drove about 2 more blocks and the police pulled us over. He asked me if I knew my car was involved in a hit and run. And I, at that point, told him no. Then Maurice stated to the police that I was not the driver and he wasn't even sure if I was in the car when the accident happened.
Okay. And once again, how did you discover that your car had been taken later on in the evening?
Well, because I know I wasn't driving it. Me and my sister Megan were at the party all night together.
Drunk?
Until we left. Yeah,
Drunk?
we had been drinking.
Okay, and you drove drunk?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You've been convicted before?
No.
And so your story is that you were at a party drinking. You set your keys on the table because you didn't want to lose them. Somebody take them. And lo and behold, somebody did take them. Then they returned them to the exact spot where you had left them. Everybody's head is turned, just so happened, at that moment. Then you drive the car drunk, just so happened, the exact same street where he's located.
What a coincidence.
You could, yeah, that's a heck of a coincidence. Out of all the places in the world you could have been driving, it happened to be right where his car had been hit by yours. And we determined that you were in it when the accident occurred. Sounds like he was being very honest, because he could have told the police, yeah, she was driving, if he wanted to have a stronger case. And later he determines that it's your mother's car. That's why she's being held liable, because he's saying she's the owner. What do you want to tell me, ma'am?
Honest police report says that it was determined that Amber was not the driver and responsible for the hit and run by the Omaha Police Department. They already investigated
I just said that. Everybody said that. You haven't been listening?
Well, I've been listening, but I just want to clarify that point.
It's very clear. It's clear to me, him, and your daughter.
I had canceled the insurance 6 days prior. I didn't know that the car was still going to be in my name when she relicensed it. It was supposed to be off. That didn't happen, so that's why I'm here.
You have a witness. Does she want to say anything?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I would.
What's your name?
My name is Megan Childress. Originally, when we showed up at our friend's house, which was the location of the party, we did not intend on leaving. We left because the party kind of got heated up, and we don't, it's not the best neighborhood in Omaha. So we decided we should probably go. That's why she was driving drunk. It's a very big house, and where she set her keys at is like the backyard area.
It was empty.
Basically,
that area.
It's the backyard of the house.
And no one was there.
Where we were was the front porch.
Did you have a purse?
No, sir. No.
Did you have pockets?
Maybe, but
okay.
I really didn't take into
have
consideration.
A seat. You're not helping me out. You're not sure. You're not even sure whether you had pants on that night. All right. You have your estimates, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I totally believe this young man's testimony. I believe your testimony is a lie to try and get out of something that you are responsible for. If you weren't driving, I suspect that you were allowing someone to drive, in which case you are liable because you allowed someone to drive negligently. And so, as such, I'm going to grant his judgment, and it is against both of you. So he's suing jointly and severally. That's what that is called. And so he'll be able to collect from either of you pursuant to this judgment. $2,100 is your judgment, and keep that good head on your shoulders and learn how to handle your business. Good luck. Judgment for the plaintiff.